Hello guys and welcome back to Orbit TV. So today, as you all know, there has not a lot been going on in Waking Titan, so I'm going to talk about some possible theories. Now I'm here to talk about Elizabeth Leighton, her beginnings and who she could possibly be, and I'm also going to be exploring how Phase 2 and 3 could possibly be the creation of or the release of No Man's Sky from last year. So, enjoy. So Elizabeth Leighton, she's a CEO of the Atlas Foundation, but not enough has been explored around her character and her importance in the ARG. When ARG first launched, she was one of the first real voices we heard. She was on a broadcast played on each radio station from ProjectWakingTitan.com, and as I'm sure you know, she said, "We have a mystery hiding in plain sight, you will find us, this broadcast is the first clue." Now all throughout the ARG, Elizabeth has been a character which gives us hints or gives us messages through his videos. Carl Culver has put together all of these videos we receive from her, I'll link his channel below, but with not enough information, why is she so important? Well, there's a couple of answers to this question, but it does require you to think outside the box. Though tinfoil's hats on, this is going to get really weird. All throughout the ARG, we are essentially controlled by puppet masters, the people that create it. In No Man's Sky, if you read the transcripts from Nada and Polo, it reads that the aliens and Traveler are all being controlled by a puppeteer, someone exactly like a puppet master. This person wants to create infinite worlds and sees how you survive. Every video Elizabeth gives is a clue, but nothing clear or concurrent, yet her final speech in a livestream doesn't really give any answer to anything. The message at the start reads, "We are the mystery hiding in plain sight." Does this mean all we had to do was look through the lore and find out that this is actually who she is? Now we know that Atlas-65 is using technology such as Myriad and Superlumina and Echo and all of these sites to just create a simulation, simulated worlds and intelligent AI. That's why I think that this is who she is. She's the puppeteer of No Man's Sky, the person who controls every single living thing that you do, and the Atlas is the creation which is sort of governs your body, and that's basically her simulated body inside the game. However, as much as I really want to finish and say that my theory makes sense, it kind of doesn't. Unless this is some sort of Superlumina glitch, what we are seeing right now, this should have aired sometime last year. If we go to when it said Saturday the 9th, this was from last year. Now this was obviously the year No Man's Sky was released, but what if I told you I think the entire ARG is based off of last year's events? This is all a superluminal glitch, and what we are seeing is the creation of the simulation that the Atlas Foundation is planning. This simulation is obviously No Man's Sky. We've got this game, but we never saw what happened. This is what Phase 2 and 3 will be, but I'll talk about this a little bit later. If this is true, then Elizabeth Leighton isn't really real. This essentially makes her a superluminal glitch, and she's broadcasting these messages from the past. When the superluminal ad said it can now produce messages from the future, maybe it meant they can now release the simulation, aka No Man's Sky, and give it to us in the future. But I don't know. Elizabeth Leighton is the most confusing character in my personal opinion. If we go from Nada and Polo, she could be the puppet master, control us in our small simulation, or she could literally just be the CEO and the Atlas takes it over. But Phase 2 and 3, as I've just spoken about, it could be the superluminal glitch. The reason WakingTitan.com said more information on Saturday the 9th is because this ARG is from last year. The only reason why we are seeing this now is because of the Superlumina glitch. It sent the information back in time by a year, and we're now personally receiving this information in 2017. I believe that Phases 2 and 3 will be building the simulation, how the simulation was created and how things came into place. Now, we know that we're on a time limit. A lot of YouTubers have said this, but August the 9th is only about 3 to 4 weeks away. Phase 1 was almost a month long, so this leaves us with only one possible update. Phase 2 is another story arc. We'll get information on how the simulation was built, giving us tasks as if we are the ones building the game from last year. However, what I really think is going to happen is the following. Superlumina sent the information back in time by 1 year. This was due to the superluminal glitch. This information was the base game of No Man's Sky. The game that we received last year is a pre-alpha version of the information that was sent back by Superlumina. We are now going to have to work with the previous information that should have been released from Superlumina, which is the information in 2016. We as citizen scientists are going to build the simulation of No Man's Sky. Now, the only reason why we had the release in 2016 is because of a superluminal glitch. They sent the information back from 2016, and the information we got in 2016 was the information from 2015. I hope this kind of makes sense. It's a little bit hard to follow. So they sent the information back, and we get the 2015 version of the game that we shouldn't have really got. What we then get in 2017 is the 2016 information, the game that should have been released. The reason why we never heard from Hello Games is because themselves were sent back as a cause of the superluminal glitch and have been working on this the entire time. I know this doesn't tie in with recent updates, but as an overall story arc to the game, it really works, and it's the only possible cause I can really see for Saturday the 9th of July. There's no other explanation towards it unless it's 5 years in the future. If what I'm saying is correct, then this all makes perfect sense. Waking Titan is a superluminal glitch. The No Man's Sky release from last year was a glitch in Superlumina, and the game we're going to release on hopefully August the 9th is going to be the game we should have got. So tell me what you guys think about this and let me know your theories. I'll be happy to listen to them, but for now, it's Ryan out. You can take your tinfoil hats off. I'll see you guys on Friday. Peace.